Usually, I give you guys a little hook here at the start of the video, but today's movie has exploding hobos. If that doesn't sell you, nothing will. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Jim Muro's exploding hobo flick, Street Trash. Released in 1987, Street Trash tells a disjointed tale about a group of homeless people who drink some cheap rot-gut hooch that turns them into piles of goo. It's the kind of low-budget splatter epic the 80s were known for, a title you'd rent at your local mom-and-pop video store on a whim and then rewatch 100 times. It's pretty safe to say they don't make them like Street Trash anymore, and that's sort of a shame. This is politically incorrect trash cinema, but it's pretty fun too. But is it splattery enough to earn 5 barf bags? Let's get to the gore and find out. We fade in on this ninja hobo doing his best Charlie Chaplin before getting crop dusted full on.
Shit, drop that bottle.
Guess it was worth it. He got his bottle of hooch. Danny Aiello here chases him through the credits, where the hobo also manages to cause a multi-car crash and steal the money from a drug deal.
That's all. Haha. Take your ass, Fred.
Man, who said street bums were lazy? This dude's done more in the opening credits than I do in a day. He's cornered, but then this latter ex machina appears and saves the day.
Look, guys, it's not my fault. Oh, shit!
Except the building's on fire.
Oh, my God! Oh! Shit!
After that escape, he hitches a ride on a garbage truck and treats himself to a celebratory drink. Chug-a-lug, champ. You earned it. From there, we jump to this scrapyard, where we check in with the king of Trash Mountain. He's not happy about those missing funds.
Leather out of his ass!
You take the northern quarter, you find an infiltrating son of a bitch! Right now!
Meanwhile, it's clearly time for spring cleaning at the liquor store. Looks like they might have missed the past few decades. Well, that or he's about to open Al Capone's vault. Digging in the crawl space reveals this batch of rock gut called Viper. I'm no food inspector, but this stuff doesn't look safe. Yeah, screw it. I'll sell it to the hobos for $1. Buck's a buck. The first customer of the day is Hobo Jesus, who makes this totally inappropriate comment.
Hey, Fred, early bird gets the worm, huh?
Yeah, you just want my one-eyed wonder worm, Eddie.
Next, Mr. No Legs wanders in and creates a distraction, allowing Hobo Jesus to grab this bottle of hooch.
Place your record.
Gotta go, Ed.
Hey, Fred, what about the wine?
Forgot my wallet.
Guess the 10 Commandments don't really apply to the Son of God. After that, we take a detour to this intersection, where Bronson, aka King of Trash Mountain, is doing some window washing.
Look what he's doing to the car.
Let me take care of it.
He's touching the car.
Far be it from me to criticize your work, but I think you missed a spot right there. Back in another part of town, Hobo Jesus is doling out medical advice. You know, before I embraced street life, I was a nutritionist. I once turned water into wine. He realizes he just had his Viper lifted, but he's got bigger problems. That dude he stole the money from is here to collect. This is probably for the best, though, because his buddy sneaks off for some office hours with his ill-gotten bottle of Viper. Next thing you know, he's melting into a pile of blue goo. It's like someone microwaved a Smurf. I think the blue tidy bowl stuff is supposed to stay inside the toilet. But hey, at least he was on a can. There'll be less mess to clean up. Always find the positives, guys. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is basically why Street Trash exists. To offend you with wildly politically incorrect jokes and situations, and to show you what a bunch of melting bums would look like. And really, I'm cool with that. What the hell? Did someone summon the Evil Dead again? And this is why we always flush the toilet. Then we jump into this scene with Wendy and poor man's Ralph Macchio. He really fell on hard times after that whole Cobra Kai thing.
And there were these 2 dogs in the front lawn humping. So Freddie goes, run! So I ran. Next thing you know, the dogs are humping me.
Look, I don't know what this means, but you should probably talk to a therapist, or the dog catcher, or Mr. Miyagi. After that, we get to meet her charming boss Frank, who kinda bears a resemblance to the late Bam Bam Bigelow.
I never force no woman to do nothing.
Then she cuts a promo for tonight's 11 o'clock news.
Stay tuned, because you're about to get your last good look at my ass as I walk out of here.
And after that, we get a little exposition.
They're runaways. They'll be bums if someone don't care for them.
Oh, that Wendy. What a heart of gold. Frank's unimpressed. Yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for my Texas death match with the big boss man. Back out on the street, Hobo Jesus is catching some Z's on the new Tempur-Pedic memory concrete mattress. His buddy then swings by to run some new stand-up material.
I don't know how I managed to look comfortable. Fucking Wizzy planted his foot halfway up my ass.
Oh, he was just planting corn. You get it? Corn, his foot, and your ass.
Jesus isn't really impressed. That joke's so bad I need to get drunk to appreciate it. Better go score another bottle of that Viper. Back over in this other part of the Bowery, something's afoot. Walker, Texas Ranger, is that you? Oh, wait, it's just Detective Big McLarge Huge. How do I know he's a cop? Probably because he says shit like this.
That ain't good enough. I can't do a $5 investigation on 5 cents worth of shit.
And really, what can you do on 5 cents worth of shit? Now that he's done being accosted by Officer Roid Rage, Hobo Burt Young here retires to his condo to unwind with an adult beverage. Aw man, you're melting all over the sidewalk. This is a slip and fall waiting to happen. Or worse, this yuppie takes a load on the chin and his face starts melting.
Give me some breathing. Get the fuck back.
Man, who knew applesauce was so corrosive? Don't worry, Officer Peck Hardrock is on the case.
Oh, who saw it?
I did.
Where did it happen? 2 blocks down.
Or is he?
Lady, I can only take one person at a time.
Who else does he have to save exactly? He was down here to investigate a murder, so I think that dude can wait.
Why don't you do something for this man and stop following the rules?
Lady, what's the difference between you and the tape recorder except that I can't shut you up?
Zing! Man, this rap battle escalated quickly.
Baby, I ain't sure you don't got a cock.
Back at Trash Mountain, Bronson's getting some action on the garbage throne, except he's distracted when he spots Wendy below. This doesn't go over well with his special lady, but he belts her, then goes psycho on his henchman for good measure.
She handles my business affairs.
Okay.
Next thing you know, Hobo Jesus shows up. Turns out he's Budget Ralph Macchio's older brother. I feel like this movie is just sort of making up the plot as it goes along at this point. And because this movie doesn't have enough characters to focus on already, let's take a side trip with Hobo Jesus' pal as he heads to the supermarket. Don't mind me, I just stopped by to do a little shoplifting before heading home after a hard day at the office. And for some reason, this scene goes on for like a good 2 minutes longer than it needs to. But hey, there's a hilarious payoff.
Watch this one now.
This is the thing about Street Trash. One of the film's goals was to democratically offend everyone, but a lot of the humor just feels forced. It's the kind of stuff your edgelord friend would do to get a cheap reaction. We then detour to the morgue, where Officer Stump Beefknob shows us why the murder clearance rate in this town is so low.
So there's 3 now. Sounds like a serial killer.
Yeah, maybe if the killer was Papa Smurf.
What causes this shit? Could it be that fire jelly from now?
Also known as napalm. After that, Officer Timmy shows up. Don't blow your dick off. Then it's time for some more exposition.
Well, this is the guy you can't talk to. But the big guy's Bronson.
That night, Bronson's having some more flashbacks. He's a real Colonel Kurtz. I love the smell of hobos in the morning. So, say what you will about the writing and performances of Street Trash, but it's hard to deny that it has an impressive level of cinematography, particularly for a low-budget 80s gore flick. Anyway, here's the backstory for Officer Trunk Slam Chest, because I know you've been dying to learn this vital info in a movie about exploding hobos. Speaking of which, it's been a while since a hobo actually exploded.
Well, the way I get it, now he got taken down about a year ago in one of them gunfights with some of them Rastafarians.
Then Ralph Macchio realizes his brother has stolen his last $2. Man, don't throw that toilet paper. It's worth its weight in gold in 2020. If you were thinking, this movie could really use a flashback, you're in luck. Bronson's back in Nam again, like this is some half-assed Missing in Action remake. He's all James Earl Cash as he takes out these Viet Cong, but then he runs into Wendy. I'm no doctor, but I think Bronson might have a case of PTSD. And because this movie can't stay on any one character or plot thread for too long, we then jump back to Hobo Jesus, who's doing Good Samaritan duty helping out this drunk woman.
Ricky, let's go home. I feel so horny.
All right.
Okay, so maybe Good Samaritan is a stretch. And of course, this means it's time to introduce some more characters. Now we're meeting these low-rent mafia dudes. And if you guess the woman Hobo Jesus just left with is their lady, give yourself a screenwriter's credit.
Did you see somebody leave the alley with that lady I was with?
Hobo Jesus takes his newfound lady friend back to his swank bachelor pad in the dump. But he's got company. All these homeless bums look more like zombies than people. And after he's done, well, you can guess where this is going. I'm really not sure what they were thinking when they wrote, and then the hobo zombies break down the shelter and rape the woman, but it doesn't fit with anything else in this movie tonally, and it's just weird. But at least we don't have to watch it, so there's that. From there, we jump to Bronson's pal getting accosted by the cast at Jersey Shore. They're about to light him on fire, but then Officer Flynn Ironstag shows up to save the day. What a hero. They toss him into the paddy wagon, where he basically concludes he's died and gone to hobo heaven.
Man, I must be in heaven. Let's go.
Well, Christian heaven anyway. I somehow doubt these are 72 virgins. Ladies, no need to fight. There's more than enough of me to go around. Butch Deadlift here interrupts the party. Word on the street is there's a shipment of Trend coming in. I want to know all the details. Back at the junkyard, King Kong Bundy's feeling frisky, and he's not taking no for an answer.
And I'll give you a $5 bonus.
$5?
Well, when you put it like that, how could I possibly say no? This wacky sexual assault ends when Bam Bam here keels over dead.
Mr. Snizer?
I mean, to be fair, this was more cardio than he'd done in decades. Except, surprise, it was a fake out. Wendy beats him off. No, not like that, you pervs.
Take a shower!
He heads out to lament the sad state of his life when Fortune smiles on him and he finds the mobster's girlfriend dead and naked. Well, you know what they say, waste not, want not. Meanwhile, Hobo Jesus has wandered into the junkyard where he's confronted by Bronson.
Dead end.
He's all like, nobody fucks with the Jesus. Do you know who my dad is? They say the Lord works in mysterious ways, and never has that been truer than here, where Bronson's attack is thwarted by bum piss. God may frown on you worshipping a golden calf, but golden showers are something else entirely, it seems. And since it's been over a month since we've had a penis amputation on this show, well, you know where this is headed. This results in a spirited game of penis amputation keep away. I don't think this is what 2 Live Crew meant when they wrote Throw That D. Also, this has turned into a real sausage party. Back down at Police HQ, Buff Vanderhuge is meeting with the mobster. Looks like things are going great.
Step on my toes. Is that clear? Yeah, it's clear.
After that, we jump over here to check in on Vinny Testaverde, who has apparently joined the mob to make ends meet after retiring from the NFL. I sure hope he's more accurate with a gun than he was with the pigskin. Also, great suit. Wonder if he got that down at the Men's Warehouse. He's down here stalking Hobo Jesus, who's busy turning the wine into water. Hobo Jesus flees and runs right into Wink Cheste. Too bad Vinny's right behind them. They square off in Mortal Kombat. Personal foul, number 16, unnecessary roughness. Don't worry though, Officer Biff Fisticuffs is making a comeback. I feel like I should warn you, I've got a 3rd-degree black belt in police brutality. Then he celebrates his victory by dragging him to the John and doing his best Karen Carpenter impression. Yeah, okay, whatever floats your boat. Also, do you guys even remember Karen Carpenter? Christ, I'm old. Back at the junkyard, Hobo Jesus and Ralph Macchio are having words. Look, I'm Dad's favorite. Shouldn't you be out waxing cars or something? Back outside, Officer Jeff Flanksteak is sneaking around when he gets boned by Bronson. And again, no, not like that, you pervs. Fortunately, all that windstraw he's been doing has paid off as he hulks out. Don't look now, but we've got ourselves a real Donnybrook down at the salvage yard. Bronson's got the upper hand, though, thanks to this foreign object. You could say he's laying some pipe. Bronson then gets him in the chokehold. Could this be the end of Chuck Chokeout? Looks that way as Bronson gives him the old one-gun salute. Hobo Jesus is off to the liquor store. For my next miracle, I'm going to turn this dollar bill into a bottle of Viper. He's not the only one about to unwind with some Viper, though. So's this bulky bum. Dude's starting to look like Thunder in Big Trouble in Little China. After some more moaning and groaning, he explodes in one of Street Trash's most infamous scenes. Guess you could call him a ho-blow at this point. Also, not gonna lie, this scene was a real blast. Explosively entertaining stuff. Hobo Jesus figures out the Viper is the issue, but since he's all about sharing, he passes his bottle to Bronson's right-hand man with gooey results. He'll stop the world and melt with you, that's for sure. And if you were worried that was the end of the melting, don't. Now even the liquor store guy is turning to goo.
What is it just melted all over the place? It's from the Viper. Oh, shit! Don't trip on me, Don't trip on me.
And so is Bronson's special lady friend. This pushes him over the edge, and he's going to take it out on Danny LaRusso. But first, he's going to stab this guy in the throat.
Furious slug.
After that, Bronson chases him through the rows like this is some kind of weird industrial Children of the Corn.
Fucking little street trash!
Title mention, everyone drink. Unless you've got Viper. Then maybe don't drink. Things look bleak, but it's at your darkest hour that you have to trust in the Lord. Which means Hobo Jesus shows up.
Come on, pick on someone half your size!
He's tossing Viper grenades, but that just makes Bronson angry.
Hey! What the fuck did you throw at me?
Don't worry though, Budget Ralph Macchio is going to save the day with this tank of whatever. I mean, it's no crane kick, but I guess it'll do. Say what you will about Bronson, the dude never really had a good head on his shoulders, which is extra true now. Street Trash has been hailed as a film guaranteed to offend pretty much everyone, and really that's part of its charm. This is the kind of low-budget grindhouse stuff that was everywhere in the 70s and 80s. They really don't make them like this anymore. But is Street Trash gooey enough to earn the 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Street Trash definitely delivers. Jennifer Aspinall's practical effects are amazing even today. We're treated to multiple melting hobos, 1 penis amputation, that fantastic exploding hobo scene, and Bronson's brutal death by gas tank decapitation. The effects have aged well. The splatter is stylish and over the top. It'll make you gag and laugh at the same time. And because of that, Street Trash earns the coveted 5 barf bag rating. This is definitely a sick flick. Looking for more gory body horror? Then be sure to check out my review of Cabin Fever. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Brackett, aka the Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.